Yes, so, and I choose to share with you about nature and how we can learn from nature to better ourselves or to restore hope or to be recharged and move on with those things that we believe in. And sometimes the way nature speaks to us, it speaks to us in a harsh way, because what it is communicating to us is a reality which cannot be changed. And so it is the same thing, like what I'm going to share with you. I don't know how you are going to take it, but it is up to you to see if it makes sense or if it does not make sense. But I felt like sharing it with you as a leader, as a founder. You are founding ULC, and it is not going to come on a silver platter. But you as an individual, there are things I felt that you can learn when we share together on nature. And in this context, I'm choosing a bird, and this bird is eagle or eagles. Eagles fly alone and at a high altitudes. If you look at them or in the wilderness or in air, you'll find that eagles don't fly with sparrows. They don't fly with ravens or other small animals. No. They fly alone and at a high altitudes. So, what can we learn from this, me and you? That sometimes you might need to stay away from people, those that can bring us down, or those that can make us doubt ourselves. So, in this context of egos, that we need to avoid or discern and choose wisely who are good people to fly with or to move with us, so as we can have people in our company who are encouraging us, who are standing with us. Another point is that egos have accurate vision. They have the capacity to see something at a distance of 5 kilometers. No matter the obstacles, an eagle will focus and move focused until it grabs its prey. So, what did we learn in this is that if one is trying to create something, then you were able to see it, even when it is not yet achieved. So you must have a clear vision, see far, that no matter the obstacles, you have to remain focused with your clear vision, just like as an eagle, until you achieve it. Then eagles, they will never eat something rotten. It must be fresh. It must be fresh. So what does this mean? It means that in everything that we are doing, we must keep looking for fresh things, not focusing on something that is past, something that has gone bad or rancid. If we realize, oh, we were eating this food, but now it has gone bad, let's drop it and look for fresh food. So in other words, egos, they don't look at what has expired. And they don't complain about it. The only thing they do is fly again high and be able to check something fresh in 5 kilometers and then move and hit it. So this is nature speaking to us. So in order to succeed, we need to looking for new frontiers to conquer. And what has slipped from us, let's consider it as food that has gone bad. Let's consider it as expired medicine. We no longer need it. And again, eagles love storms. You see, when there is a storm, when the cloud gathers, for eagles, they get excited. And you will see them on those clouds flying and stretching and balancing and balancing and balancing and moving. When other birds are hiding under the tree or in tree leaves or somewhere fearing the storm, for the eagles are enjoying the storm, lifting themselves above the clouds and coming back and go to the clouds and then come and then balance. And so this gives the eagles an opportunity to glide and rest wings when other birds are hiding under the trees and they are fearing the storm. But for the eagles, they are enjoying the storm. So what does this tell us? Yeah, this tells us that as leaders, or as a leader, you have to face your challenges head on. Just like the eagles don't run away from the storms. They face them, knowing that they will come up as winners and achievers. They are not afraid of the storms. They are not afraid of the challenges. They are not afraid of others are hiding, others are trying to be safe. It is risky for them. It is not for them. It is not safe for them. But for them, that's when they are outside and training themselves. And at the end of the day, they win. So leaders or people who want to achieve something or creating something, you don't have to be afraid of challenges. Rather use the challenges to better yourself. That when a challenge comes, look at it as an opportunity and write it down. Preparing testimony. You cannot have a testimony without challenges. You cannot say you are an achiever, you have achieved something, if you don't have a testimony of failure and challenges that you have gone through to achieve that. And how you get loyal and develop sentimental attachments with something is the challenges that you go through that marry you together with what you are trying to achieve, and you become one. But now, when a challenge like this happens, one, it tells you, stop a bit, relax, breathe, reflect where you have moved and where you are. Have you moved well? There is a proverb in Runyankore. I'm going to say it in Runyankore and I will try to put it in English. Ngu akatuka koromoresho kajira katweza. If a stick hits in your eye, it is telling you that you wake up and be careful. Some of the challenges we face when creating things, they are acting like that stick and it says, please, can you sit back and organize properly? Can you be more careful with the steps that you are taking? So let's go to another point as I try to wind up. Eagles prepare for training. When they have their young ones, they make nests. So where they put eggs and then they hatch them and then develop chicks. So these young ones, to train them, they keep removing, of course, when they are eggs, they get grass, soft grass, and their feathers and put in the nest. So after hatching eggs, and the young ones are growing. They keep removing those soft feathers. They remove and take away. They remove and take away. Then after they remove the grass, and now the nest becomes hard and unbearable. Then the younger ones get out of the nest after the nest is no longer comfortable. So this tells us that some of our visions, some of the things that we want to achieve, we might not achieve them when we are comfortable with each and every one. There must be a discomfort. And I'm sure right now you are going through a discomfort. But this discomfort is preparing you to start flying on your own. Get out of the nest. The nest is no longer comfortable. You have to fly and on your own wings. So, doctor, of course, learning does not end. We keep learning day and every day. And even when we are taught what we know, we become experts. Because if you are taught something every time, so you'll find that you know it better than before. So sometimes I always encourage our staff here and our volunteers that whenever you go and you find they are teaching something which you have been taught, don't say, no, I already know this one. No, sit down and listen, because you are going to be an expert or that. Because you are hearing it more and more. So you will find you can also start to do it or to teach it to another person without thinking or revising, because you have had it many times. And maybe if I can add something that also related to the egos. When an ego becomes very old, it goes into mountains and alone. And where there are stones, it hits its beak on a stone. Blood comes out of it, but it keeps on hitting it on the stone until that old beak is removed. Then it plucks off all the feathers. Then it remains there alone, vulnerable, until it develops a new beak and new feathers. Then comes back flying fresh. And it is a very, 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 very painful experience. But it goes through that to renew itself. It removes the claws, the beak, the feathers, and then it remains there hiding in the mountain, alone, until it develops a new beak, new feathers, new claws. Then it can be able to survive and face the world fresh. And I think the same thing applies to a snake. When it removes its old scale, I think this is common and everyone knows it. When the skin gets old, it has to get out of that old scale, and that experience is also not easy. Then it has to remain in one place, because the body or the skin that comes is soft. It cannot move on hard stones, and so it has to remain in that one place for some time, so as the skin can develop the adaptations that can help the snake again to start snaring around and looking for houseflies and other things to eat. And this is why when here in bushes and compound, you tell children, whenever you find the old skin of a snake, be careful, that snake is not very far. It is around that place and hiding, and it is very delicate. It can hit every time, because it knows it cannot run, it cannot go anywhere. What it uses, it's poison. So you have to be careful when you see that shell. take steps back and leave that place. Because the snake is around hiding somewhere trying to heal. So this is what I can share with you. It is for you and me, but you can choose to share it because I don't know how other people might interpret it. And of course, life is full of challenges, and that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, without challenges, life is not interesting at all. It's not.
No.
It is these challenges that make us think, make life interesting, make people wake up in the morning, work long hours. You meet them on the street, each person taking a direction anywhere is thinking differently. You know, this one is walking this direction, this one is walking this direction, this one is walking this direction. And what is making people to move when you check on the street? They are challenges, nothing else. If you go to New York City and you find many people walking, even in California or everywhere, it is challenges that is motivating them. Even when you are watching these movies, what prompted those people to make those movies, those film stars? They are challenges. Either they were looking for food, they look for a job, and they wanted to do something different to earn, and they wanted, you know, and at the end of the day, you come up with a good play, a good documentary, a good presentation, but it all came out of challenges. Someone will tell you, I was in a theater for many years. I had studied and I had no job. I chose to use my talent. You know, I can tell you how I've seen here in Uganda, talents, people develop talents or work on their talents because of struggling. Someone gets from university cannot get a job, needs to eat, and the following day is on the street singing and becomes a good singer and starts to earn. So the last thing I'm saying is that challenges are challenging us to be better or think wisely or develop our talents. This challenge that you are facing now, it can make you to have many different talents which you didn't know. You find you are the treasurer, you know how to run things to do with money. You are the marketing, you are out speaking about ULSC, and at the same time you're executive director, and at the same time you know how to record and report taxes. So you find you know very many things which you thought that you couldn't do. And at the end of the day, when the project or the organization grows, you find that you are able to supervise. Why? Because at one point you were running 5 offices at once. So you are able to supervise because you were once doing that work alone. Thank you very much, Doctor. Bye.